and theoretically we are live by some sort of a crazy miracle. Y'all let me know right now in the chat, are we live? Because I have no freaking clue if we've pulled this off against all odds whatsoever. I am checking the stats right now on YouTube before I check the chat just to make sure it looks, oh my God, it looks like we are indeed live. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me right now in the chats, because I can't hear myself. So let's see what we got. Yep, live. Okay, so just so y'all know, I forgot, like, my device that connects my camera to this laptop did not work, did not function, could not connect. One of the things that made 15 minutes late last week, I thought I had a solution for that. I did not. Also, this week doesn't work. Then the internet went out 5 minutes before we're going live, and now we're streaming off a hotspot right off my phone. Thank God Louisville has 5G, and we got a pretty good upload, but if we have problems with it, I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time. Right now, we are here at Old Louisville in Louisville. Checking the chat to make sure we can actually see, can hear, and see you. It is a freaking miracle. We got a bunch of cool folks hanging out here. Some folks you know, some folks you don't. Some folks we just ran into. Like, literally, we ran into people at dinner and invited them to this live stream here at Old Louisville. I need a bottle of water because it's been that kind of day. We picked 5 barrels of whiskey at Peerless today. 5. One's going to Spillway, 4 coming to the B team. So we are well into this party, even though y'all are just joining it. And I appreciate y'all joining it. We've been in Louisville, been on the road now for a couple of weeks. I think probably will not be streaming next Monday just because we'll be on the road, but trying to make sure we get streams even though we are out and about and on the road. And we're going to be trying an awful lot of Old Louisville here tonight. I think the folks from Spillway brought some bottles as well. We're going to be able to try. I mean, I love the studio. I love the setup fully working. I wish the good camera didn't work. We're literally on a MacBook Pro webcam right now, but we at least have decent audio. But like, it's hard to beat the backdrop. I wished I had all these barrels aging right now in the studio. So let's see. Need more JPEG? I don't know what you mean, man. We did not get a double oaked. Did not get a double oak pick. They are no longer doing double oak picks. They said they might be able to get us a double oak rye. If we can, like, if these barrels move really fast, the video comes out, I think we might be able to leverage the clout to pull a double oak. But we got a bourbon, we got a rye, and we took 2 barrels, the first 2 barrels ever of Peerless High Rye. So we got the first, we did the first barrel pick of Peerless High Rye, and we liked 2 of them so much, they decided to give both of them to us. So I think y'all are going to really enjoy those. I need to set up a little bit. Let me set up a Zoom here real quick so I can see y'all's comments. They're a little bit small on this setup. So I'm going to zoom in so I can see what y'all have got going on here. Buffering on your end. Is it buffering for anybody else, or is that his internet connection? It is 720p, man, but come on, fat baby. Give me a freaking break, man. Y'all, you have no, like, we are streaming off of a freaking phone here, okay? And a laptop and a phone. Like, I understand 720. Sorry about that, but that is the best you're going to get. The streaming software we're using, honestly, the best they would do. I wouldn't go any higher if I could because we're using phone's internet. It looks like it's filmed on a Game Boy. It's got to. Fat baby, come on.
Taking it old school.
You can't please everybody, man, but I appreciate it. Filming on a flip phone. Is it that bad? Okay, Danger says it's his sad internet. Somebody here pull it up on their phone, see if it looks good, see if it sounds good. Yeah? It's pretty pixely? Damn it.
Yes, the internet.
Somebody check their internet, see if it comes back up. We'll try to do it here in just a second. Sorry about that. I'm on 5G Verizon right now, too. Like, what am I supposed to freaking do? That's the, like, what y'all got me on your big screen? Like, give me a freaking break right there. That looks pretty good. I'm looking on that phone. I'm pretty freaking good looking on this phone right here they just gave me. Is it the best quality in the world? No. The audio is pretty good, and the alcohol we're going to consume is pretty freaking good.
And it makes you better looking.
That one's buffering like crazy. Up now it's good. Look. It's 2240p. I don't know. Y'all let me know if the internet here is fixed, and we'll try to switch it here in just a second. Why is yours so freaking good? His is awful. Apparently, it's not just me. It's everybody. You get phone? Okay. Somebody give me a pour. What are we drinking? Let's do something.
All right, let's do it. Let's see.
Introducing me.
Oh, we got so I mean, come here.
Yes, sir.
I mean, old Louisville right here. I will admit, in my phone, you sent me a text last year, and I add you as a contact in my phone, and in my phone, you're anime. And I've been calling you anime all day. Okay,
It's very close.
They've been asking. I was like,
There's
anime said, like, it's not my fault. I think the phone auto corrected to anime, but you are now forever anime. I'll call you mean, but you're anime. Okay.
Sounds good. Grab your glass. Let me.
Okay, got one. Here we go. What are we? Oh, we're thieving right out of the barrel back there.
Sure.
What is this?
So we got 7.5 here, high rye bourbon.
Here.
Year and a half. And
Clip that on.
All right.
What was this again? Tell the folks.
So this is all right. Yeah. High rye bourbon.
Okay.
36% rye. Year and a half in toasted French oak. So we got plenty of time in French oak. We got high rye bourbon, so we have complexity, finish, lingering, higher proof. This is 123, 124
that's
proof.
nice.
So that's what we have in the glass now.
Okay. That's a nice whiskey. 2A saying Jefferson's Ocean is DDoS in the stream. They've been trying to hamstring the stream from the beginning. That's pretty funny, though. After a couple of pours, I probably won't notice anyway. After a couple of pours, I probably won't care. So that'll be fair. That'll be good. Don't think the mic is on? Oh, his mic is on. Is your mic your mic's on? I don't think it's picking up. Your mic is not picking up.
Can you hear me better now?
It's not picking up. Give me a second. I'll fix it real quick. We can fix this real quick. Like,
turn it off, turn it back on. That's the trick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I could pair it live on the stream without cutting my audio. I'm not sure I can actually pair this properly. We're about to find out, though. There you go. It just worked, just switching the mode. Perfect. So we're good to go. Now your audio's on. Now you can tell them what it is. They might actually be able to hear you.
Let me get a pour so I can tell them exactly what it is. So this is a high rye bourbon. 36.
I don't like French oak finish typically. Here's the thing about finishes, though.
That's good.
I continue to evolve my palate on finishes. I don't like finishes that overwhelm, that are really, really strong, that take. I like whiskey as it is. I like the characteristics of whiskey as they are presented. And I want finishes to either complement that, to be subtle. I don't want them to overwhelm. And a lot of finishes, including French oak, tend to do that. This one, as it is right now in that barrel, is very complimentary, and it is not overwhelming to the essence that is the whiskey.
So I think a lot of finishes are very short. Within 6 months, people dump it. It's been there for 19 months. So you need to put the whiskey and give it time to extract flavors out of the oak, but you need also to give it time to integrate and bond these new molecules together. So 19 months is plenty of time, especially when the bourbon is already mature at 7 years, 7.5. So I think a lot of the finishes you tried, maybe they're less than 6 months of finish.
Possible. This one is really solid. I got a comment. If I move slower there, the Brad says, the video is better. I understand it's not the best video, but we had two choices. We had two, and you could get to decide which one. We had don't stream, or we had make it work. Those were our options, and I chose the make it work scenario. I apologize for it not being the smoothest, best stream in the world, but we are doing the best job we can to bring y'all content each and every week. Hold up the Glen so we can almost see. Like right here. Look at that. Like, this is literally the webcam. I've never streamed from just a webcam on a laptop before. That's how bad it was just to try to make this work. What do y'all think? Who we got in the back? Should we just spin this around and show everybody? Look, this is where we're at right now. Y'all see?
Don't disrupt anything.
Yeah, y'all don't move too fast, apparently. We got a few folks over here hanging out.
Gotta move like the Matrix.
Yeah. So apparently our frame rate can't keep up. Jay Duffy with the monster super chat. You keep buying picks. like this at the accelerating pace, I may never need to step foot in a liquor store again. I appreciate it, and all the people here who own liquor stores appreciate it as well. No, they do not. We're going to talk about liquor store. Like the whole point of this stream was try to hook up with Josh and hang out for a little while and talk to the Spillway folks about owning a liquor store. So we'll get to that here in just a second. It was a very stressful 30 minutes. We had a little Korean food. We got here. We stressed out a little bit about the camera not working. And then now I got to get a little whiskey in me before we start talking too much. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Not a fan of finished whiskey bourbon, Tom is. I mean, I'm not either, man, but sometimes I find some I like. Like, that's how it works.
We have 300 barrels here.
What's the best one you've got?
The best one?
That's what I want to try.
It's the one in my glass.
I mean, so this best you got?
No, we just started, and I won't get on your palate going, so we're going to try a lot of stuff tonight.
Oh, okay. Not too much stuff.
Not too much.
Okay. It's been a long day already. Peerless treated us right. So we tried to get the pick last year. It didn't work out. Today, Peerless did it right, for sure. All right, what do we got? Anyone had Lazy River? I have not. The Matrix barrel picks. Yes. Video is like AOL dial-up, Kurt says.
We miss those days.
We're just trying to bring back nostalgia, Kurt. Back in the day when you were young, you're not a kid anymore. Some days you sit and wish you were a kid again. Keep checking if y'all can find out if the Wi-Fi starts working again back here, I might be able to switch. It's a risk, though. It is a risk. It's showing as available for me, but I was on it. It wouldn't, like I had no internet all of a sudden. It worked great for like 3 minutes, and then it quit. Let's see.
So what do you guys got
Appreciate
there?
it, William.
9 year, 9 months.
I'll just say that.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, if anybody has a Windows laptop, we might be able to switch. What are we trying here?
I mean,
same mash bill and finish. September 2014 distillate, so we're going on 10 here.
10 years.
Yep. 9 year, 9 months, high rye, 60 corn, 36 rye, 4 barley. ISC barrels are number 3. Everything you need to get you going.
So if I bought that barrel, a bottle of that cost?
It will be one retail.
So good. My goodness, y'all are in for a treat. I don't even know who you are. You're new. Hey, TJ. Oh, this is your other half. Nice. Thanks for showing up. Come on, yeah. Come on over here so everybody can talk. Like you can't miss him. You can't miss him. I had no idea who he was. I just looked over there and I was like, Jesus Christ. That's somebody I need to know. Apparently y'all do your YouTube channel sitting down.
Yes, we do.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Does Peerless distribute in Oregon? I don't know if they distribute in Oregon. We will, obviously it'll run through our retailer. They ship to a whole bunch of states. So I think Oregon is one of those. I think he said 50 states today. I think they're in 50 states. Yeah. How's the pixel taste?
It's a lot of pixels.
It's going to be one of those strains. It looks pretty good, right? It's not. No, it's not great. Yeah, I see what they're saying. It's not.
I have a Wi-Fi. Here's my.
Doing what I can, man. Doing what I can.
It's this long bottom one.
Yeah,
so that's the password.
Don't turn it off.
Wi-Fi is WPA.
Yeah.
Something.
The old Louisville pick's going to be the pixel sticker. It's going to be the Wreck-It Ralph? It's going to be a Wreck-It Ralph sticker. Which one is TJ? It's the short one. Okay.
Let me see what.
Has there ever been a Pappy store pick? Yeah. I mean, maybe back in the day, but I doubt.
7F sensitive.
They have limited supply in Oregon. That makes sense. Man, that's good stuff. I mean, I like the French oak. That was a good warm up, but that is special right there. Like, I really want this barrel, but like, I just don't. $150. Like, I don't know if y'all want it that bad, but it's good. The sound is good. Well, I appreciate it. What's your favorite note? Cherry. If you're talking about like a note on bourbon, yeah, it's cherry.
We're gonna get there. There's
We're gonna get there. You got some cherry bombs.
Cherry bombs.
Okay.
Yes.
You need that 10 plus to get the cherry.
Yep. Eric says, I'm going to say that. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Dennis was, every time I watch the live streams, I drink too fast. Every time I'm on the live stream, I drink too fast. So that's fair, man. I appreciate it. First world problems? Yeah. I mean, dude, we're live streaming off 5G on a freaking phone. Like, that's first world problems for sure. Yeah. Or $50, like, first world problems too. Like, just drinking whiskey in general is a first world problem. But Elements Hive Edition tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, I like the Hive Edition. I assume that's like the Amberana finish, but like I just can't get on board with anything Amber. 8-bit is better than no TJ at all. Appreciate it, Todd. Thank you. Drink more and the picture looks great. Yeah, so here's the trick. If y'all can hit some high proof real quick, it gets blurry and that corrects the pixel issue.
Like if we or the excess you want us to
oh man.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, want it.
Warehouse.
J-Rock wants it.
Shoes.
I know most people.
So expand the time. So we're gonna hook up. We got the folks from Spillway. Actually, you used to own a liquor store as well.
Yeah,
right?
2 stores here in Louisville, Kentucky. So
okay, so we're gonna talk once we get warmed up. Once we get some whiskey in us. Once y'all get used to me moving slow and being pixelated and doing the robot, we're going to just talk about what it takes to run a liquor store. We just happen to do it here at Old Louisville while we're drinking some fantastic Old Louisville whiskey.
That's really good.
That's so good. It's so good. What do y'all think? Y'all like this one? Crowd favorite so far? And it's only getting better. This is only the second one.
It's a shame that barrel's not even for sale anymore.
Why'd you buy it? You got, hold on. Wait just a second. Are we going to have to uninvite him? if he's showing us, did you buy it?
Fun if the homies can't have them.
Did you buy it before today?
Of course I did.
Or did you just buy it now after we tried it?
You can't have any more of that one, by the way.
If you just bought it tonight, I feel like I can leverage the clout a little bit to take that barrel back. I feel like I can. I feel like I can.
Do I sniff some cancel culture?
I mean, I don't know.
The wrong shirt tonight.
So apparently we have to claim something before McCormick tries it tonight. That's what we got to do. What's good bourbon for a gin guy? Probably any of them, man. Gin's awful. Yeah, start with low proof and work. Try to find a nice like juniper. I don't know. Somebody will have you a good. It's a joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to make fun.
36 rye.
But like you would probably actually start with a rye and work your way toward a high rye bourbon. Is probably what you would do. And I apologize for the joke. Sometimes we like to poke people a little bit, and my wife right now would be tapping me under the leg, telling me I was mean to somebody. Robert says my wife thinks I own a liquor store. Mine too, man. Mine too. Joey wants the $150 bottle as well, but apparently McCormick's taking it, so we're just going to have to continue to move up and get even better whiskey. What's up, Spillway family?
I'm on sale for $179.99.
Man, you're about to get kicked out of here. You're about to get kicked out of here, claiming all the good whiskey. No, Wheels, you were not blocked. Please don't do anything to get blocked again. Drink couples. Okay, either I've drank too much. Drink a couple more pours, and the pixels will be just fine. Drink a couple more pours. I got you. That's it. Show the Spillway guys. Y'all rock yourself in here right in. And just realize you've got a mic. Doesn't matter where you go. People can hear you. Perfect. If you go to the bathroom, people can hear you, okay?
So
you
the
next chicken in there.
Yeah.
The next one we're gonna try, same mash bill. We went 7.5, 9.5, now at 11 plus. So we're gonna see how the same mash bill is playing with the flavor, complexity, what's going on after,
What kind of rug is this? They can't see the rug, but I just tripped over like a. Is this like a big calf?
Behind
like
the camera.
What is it?
Just go behind the camera.
Oh, to get back, like they go behind. They go bits. It's not that kind of production. Y'all are fine. Nobody can see y'all way. It's like 720p filmed on a.
Well, he said that.
Doesn't matter. Are we going to get that nerdy? He's like, which Game Boy? It doesn't matter. It's not that nerdy. Let me grab that mic. Let me grab that mic from you. I'm just going to hold it, I think, when people come up here. So you own the liquor store here.
2 of them.
Why did you get out of that? Squeeze over. I can't see the frame. I'm looking at the chat.
We'll make sure. I think. Let's see. We got there.
Oh God, that is awful. That is awful. Yeah. Is the internet working here? Can I switch to the internet here?
I tried.
It's still not working. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if it doesn't work. I couldn't get the password.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you already have the password. So
I do have the
again.
password. We are going to try to switch to the actual internet instead of the 5G. Give me 1 second. If it doesn't work, I'll be right back. I promise. Okay. Let's try this real quick.
It will improve a lot, hopefully.
Okay, let's see if that was. We are now switched to. No, we're not switched to. Okay, they don't have good internet here. They're good with the whiskey. I apologize for that. I'm back. Hopefully, y'all can see me now, and that's just where we are. That is the life we are living right now, and we should be back online. If you can, if you can't, that's how we're doing. Yep, here we are. We're back, but sorry about that. We are now reconnected to the chat. So sorry about that, Adam. We're trying, man. We are here at Old Louisville. The internet is not working at Old Louisville. We are streaming. Like, we got several problems, but honestly, the internet is the largest of all the problems.
The whiskey is not the problem.
The internet is.
I mean, we started the first one. I mean, we're the same mash bill.
Yeah. We started
older and older.
Yeah. We're stepping up in age. Yeah, I like to keep my barrels around 11, 12. There's no reason to age bourbon longer than that. 11, 12, 13, really pushing your limit.
And we're now at 11.
We're 11. Now we're dropping a little bit of sweetness, but you're getting that cherry cola notes, the complexity, longer finish. The flavors are all the way in the back now.
And the last one, how old were we?
It was 9 years, 9 months.
Okay.
So it's hitting 10.
Honestly, I think I like the last one a little better.
Yes.
This one's a little harsher, little over the top. Audio's good. I apologize for nothing I can do. We're just going to roll with it.
No, the 10-year mark is beautiful because we're going from heavy stone fruit, dark fruit notes, a lot of sweetness, a lot of molasses. Now, as you overage a little bit, then you go past that 10-year mark, you're pulling that red fruit stuff, the cherry, the strawberry notes that you can't get them in 8, 9. So, but you're gonna drop a lot of sweetness, but you just get it longer.
Yeah, I get strawberry now that you say it.
Yeah. And this is all chemistry and science. These molecules are developing and bonding. As they bond and grow longer, they form completely different flavors. That's the formation of flavor. So you hit different spots, after that 7, 8 year, 9 year mark, and then you need to monitor and see where your profile is. What fits your brand, right?
Yeah. For those that are saying move toward the Wi-Fi, dude, we pick up the Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi has no internet. The internet is down here, and we are trying to go
We're
live.
all the way in the back in the warehouse.
But like we can pick up the
router
Wi-Fi
is up front,
but like
and
it's picking up.
strong
It's
enough.
picking up the router. It's connected to the Wi-Fi.
I don't know.
It just has no internet on that Wi-Fi. So apparently we are at Old Louisville, which is apparently on Mars. Okay, as y'all have said, it's apparently in Wreck-It Ralph. All right, Old Louisville has old Wi-Fi and good whiskey and old whiskey, which I like in an aquarium. Everybody got jokes. Everybody got jokes, man. We're trying the best we can, man. We're doing the best we can. So, all right, Josh, come here. Let's talk about a liquor store for a little bit. And here, you take this.
What do I know about a liquor store?
Not anything. You're not real good at it.
Look,
okay?
I am making this up as I go, bro. Like, I mean, I did not know a thing.
So the biggest thing people obviously want to talk about when it comes to running a liquor store is going to be allocated products. Like that's what they want, right? People want to get access to rare products. And so we go into a liquor store, like we went into a liquor store today. We went into a bunch of liquor stores today. And there's several different thoughts around how you handle allocated products. One, a lot of folks will just try to squeeze all the margin out. Like it's not a super high margin business. And so let's take the hard to find stuff. Let's mark it up super high. Let's put it on the shelf. It sits there for 6 months, a year. Who cares? Eventually somebody will buy it and I'll make all the money out of it. Now y'all choose to do the big events. We've got a lot of people that'll reward loyal customers, do the raffle, all of that. Talk about the decision that goes into how you handle the more rare bottles and why you chose the method that you chose.
So, the biggest secret in the liquor business is the guy that sells the most Taka and the most Parmesan gets the most Buffalo Trace products. I mean, like Sazerac is a monster company. They represent Sazerac and all those. I mean, they represent Buffalo Trace and all those.
Get in on this.
All those brands, but you have to sell numbers. It's like having airline miles, and the guy that sells the most points gets the most allocated things or gets his fair share of allocated items. And yeah, I mean, we were fortunate. We have a lot of rooftops around us, and we have a lot of foot traffic, so we are able to get a lot of those items. But around our market, there's a lot of guys that sell it strictly at the actually at the secondary market value,
Right?
Or even higher, depending on the store.
Or even higher, and it's only the doctors, the lawyers, the senators, the well-connected folks in town who have access to these bottles. And I mean, I'm a new store. I mean, you ask me my experience. I'm 3 years into this. I'm making it up as I go, but it doesn't seem fair to me that you have to be well-connected to get a bottle of blends. So, contrary to that, we do our bourbon lottery, so everybody has access to it and a fair shot at it. So, I don't know. I think it's the right way, but it's also, I mean, some of it's marketing. I mean,
Yep.
Obviously, I get people coming into my store from out of state. A lot of other stores aren't doing that in my state. So, I mean, there is a marketing side to it as well.
Anything to add to that?
No, he's pretty much nailed
Pretty
it.
much what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard,
I mean,
hard to get allocated products.
It's hard to get them. It's hard to do it fairly because you're going to have that one customer's like, I'm in here every day that only buys a shot of Fireball. And he's like, oh, give me that bottle of blend. It's like, how can you tell that customer no and the other guy who spends $100 once a year with you? Yes. So doing the raffle the way we do it, it's the most fair way to make sure everyone has the exact same chance at a fair market price for our area. We get a lot of flack. It's not a lottery. It's not an MSRP. It's MSRP for our local area, just like when you go to get seafood, it says market price. You're not haggling with them. Well, I can get it for $8 in Boston. Why is it 12 here?
And I mean, whiskey, Tennessee, Texas, Louisiana is cheaper than whiskey is. So,
Right. Texas,
I mean,
control, more control states.
it is a controlled state.
Let me grab that mic from you. If y'all have particular questions about starting or running a liquor store, why liquor stores do certain things, how they do certain things, let us know. We'll try to get those questions answered.
I did not bring my glasses.
I can read most.
those.
I mean, I can zoom them in. Send me a AOL CD.
There you go.
At the end of the day,
I don't
support
know if
your
that helps
local
you.
liquor store, even if it's $1 or $2 more. You're supporting the whole family. You're supporting the community. If you're buying from the chain and the big guys, yes, you may get $1 or $2 cheaper, but you're not supporting anybody. You're supporting them. A CEO making $100 million a year. So buy from your independent store. Pay the extra $1 or $2. It's not gonna change your life, and they will take care of you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that
for sure. So I need Josh to start bringing Crittendens up with him when he comes up north. You talking about like this right here that we've got on the table? We've got a few Crittendens bottles for sure that we've got here in Louisville. Instead of raffle next year, a karaoke contest. What do you think?
Oh, now we're talking.
I think honestly, for a bottle, that would be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun. Like, let's go early, have a karaoke contest for a bottle.
You have to beat Brewzle at karaoke.
Oh, God, that's not hard. Like, we got to have some people with talent, and that is not one of my talents at all. Yeah. Kurt asked about the app we are creating. I mean, it's not just around MSRP. It's got a lot of stuff in it. It's got a ton of progress to be on into the fall before. TJ, can you ask Anime?
Yes, sir.
That's what you are now.
Yep.
I mean, I've got his name right. What bourbon bottle on his website compares to the barrel choice that you're drinking now with the cherry bounce note? So let me make sure I'm getting that right. What you've got a bottle for sale on your website. How does that compare to this? What was it, 11 year?
Yeah,
that we're drinking right now.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything in the website, sister barrel, or anything close to this. We will be posting some single barrels 11 year on the website, and then we have partnered with other retailer, Bourbon Outfitter, couple groups chasing bourbon, and other groups are doing picks, and most of the groups are coming in. They're doing the 11 year, the same profile. So send me a message, DM us on Instagram or Facebook, and as soon as we load it in the website. Unfortunately, with our website, we don't load a lot because we only ship to DC, Alaska, and Kentucky. So very limited. If you are in Kentucky, we will ship you something even from the same barrel we're drinking right now.
So I'll say,
us a
like,
message.
the last barrel that we tried was cherry, like big cherry.
Yeah.
The older one, the 11-year-old, goes more to strawberry.
Yeah.
Like the strawberry, the softer notes, like it's gotten more subtle.
We just have a longer.
Yes.
You're saying I don't need a mic. I need to be around. If I hold it too close, yes, I will hold it out here. I'll make sure somebody else has the mic at all times. So the next one is Joe asking, what margin does the distributor usually take?
As low as 5%, and I've seen as high as 40%. It just depends on which broker you work with, and then the state has their fee, which for Mississippi is what, 27.5.
So Jim Beam doesn't pay much of anything to a broker because everybody wants to represent Jim Beam, and you sell so much of Jim Beam that they don't have to require such a margin. When Amin has to go to a broker, he's not selling near the volume as Jim Beam does. His percentage is going to be higher.
But on average, distributors or brokers, they do 25 to 30 points.
Okay.
This is an industry average. Beam and Sazerac, those are outliers because they dictate, what they give to the distributor. So they basically do a case
Walmart
count. $8 a case. It doesn't matter if it's Pappy Van Winkle or Fireball. You get an 8 case if you want to distribute my product in that state.
They Walmart the market.
Yeah.
I mean, they're big enough brands. They dictate how much they pay.
And I think the problem a lot of people don't realize is by the time a bottle of whiskey enters a retail and you buy it, the manufacturer made the least amount of money on that oftentimes because they had to make it. They had to pay for the glass. They had to age it. They had to, source barrels, however they made it. By the time it's all said and done, like the percentage may be the same, Like they might have made 30% on the bottle, but their 30% was on the bottle they produced at $25. And then by the time the state and the distributor and the retailer add their margins, it's a $70 bottle in the store. So their 30% might be like $7, $8. And then the distributor's 30% might be 15, and then the retailer's 30% might be $20.
Yeah, the maker also pay the excise tax on alcohol produced. So when we dump the barrels here and fill them, we send the federal government $13.50 per proof gallon. So every gallon we dump at 100 proof, the feds gets $13.50. So that's equivalent of $3, almost $3 per bottle, just taxes to the feds. And then it goes get taxed again on the state level. Each state have their own tax bracket, and then it gets marked up. Distributor marks up retail, and then consumer gets sales tax again. So any dollar you spend in a liquor store, 50 cents is in taxes on average.
And I mean, Jim Beam is selling a bottle at $25, $26 retail. So now they're only really probably taking home $1 or $2 per bottle.
Right.
So even with capping the market and driving the market with the big names like Jim Beam and Jack Daniels and those types of just producers, the margins are still particularly low because their cost is particularly low compared to a smaller distributor too.
Yep. All right, so let me try to catch up with the chat here.
He's got some more whiskey over here. What you
got more whiskey?
So I just pulled 8-year rye, but it's been in toasted American oak for a year.
Okay,
so
8-year rye, toasted American oak for a year.
So we're gonna try a toasted rye that we're gonna release probably in the fall.
Okay.
We're monitoring these barrels, see how they're developing as in the toasted barrel. Color, you can tell the finish is doing its thing.
And guys, y'all can
now
just
the question is, are
throw it
flavors
out for the
coming
next
through
pour.
the way we expect them or not?
Okay, don't move it too fast. My Game
Don't
Boy
move
can't
it.
keep up. So let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the chats. We'll get to that one, Bearcat, in just a minute. I need an IT, so Rusty, the internet's not working. An IT guy, unless he works for whatever the internet service provider is here, not gonna help out, man. I'm sorry.
We got a couple.
I've got some of this Crittenden's. What is this? Applewood finished rye right here in my glass.
Really?
It's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna pour it over
Look
here and
good.
then get some of this.
Here, pass it
Mobile Starlink, it might, but I don't want to carry around Starlink. I thought we would have internet here. Just sometimes it works out that way. So doing the best we can. So Bearcat says, what do you dislike most about owning a liquor store there, Josh? Y'all save me some of that now.
I mean, I like everything about it. It's the perfect job to me. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I came from the restaurant business. I did it for 15 years. Retail is far better than running a restaurant. I don't have to teach anybody how to cook anymore. I love that part.
So what's the product that keeps the lights on but has no glamour at all?
Fireball and 99 bananas.
Fireball, 99 bananas.
Don't forget about the 30.
Taka, these things that get us our allocations are the daily breadwinners. I mean, Sazerac owns most of the bottom shelf of any kind of liquor, and it's what people come in for all day, every day, over and over. Whiskey's fun. The business is liquor. And I mean, and people, we drink a lot better things than the average consumer does. I mean, we are talking directly to a very niche market. And most people drink vodka. I mean, my biggest seller, vodka. Tito's half gallons, huge seller. I mean,
when I was running my liquor store, I would say even if we had all the allocated stuff on the shelf every day on MSRP, those will probably make 10% of the business.
Yeah.
Reality is now everybody's drinking $100, $150 bottle of whiskey every day. So on a daily basis, I'm picking up a 6-pack of beer. I'm picking up a $10, $15 bottle of wine. That's the volume. That's what's keeping the lights. That's what's bringing the bread and butter. The expensive whiskey, even the stuff that sits on the shelf, I mean, you may carry Johnny Walker Blue Label. How many times you sell that? Once a month, maybe, if you're lucky. So even if we have all these allocated stuff on the shelf every day, you're not going to move volume out of it. It's just allocated.
I always have a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 in my own
There you go.
Oh, for
cabinet.
sure.
I mean,
Why
like,
don't you allocate that? It will sell.
I mean, right? I know. That's what I should do. Make it hard to get.
Make it allocated. JW says economies of scale. Absolutely. There's a lot of benefit to having scale. Tony asked kind of the same question, but I'll ask it just to make sure there's not a different answer. What makes the most revenue?
The average drinker, basically. I mean, it's what sells every day.
I mean, is there a particular product that makes maybe so? What makes the most revenue or maybe profit for the business?
Okay, Tito's has done a really good job of creating a big value for their product. I mean, an inordinate value, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, it's just we're on a whiskey channel, but it's just vodka.
Right.
Like all
taco,
all vodka, all vodka is just vodka in my world. I mean, like there's little twists and variances. We could go do a vodka channel, but like it's not. There's not a such thing because vodka is very neutral, and I mean, and they've done a real good job of making a brand out and making. I love you, Tito's. The conception of.
Are you afraid it's going to be allocated? You were hesitating to say something.
The conception of a high-end product, and if you can drive more cash for that product, yeah, it brings a better return to them and to a store owner.
So yeah, I would say like Tito's and box wine. Those are your
Right.
That's your money makers.
It also depends on the location of the liquor store itself. So always beer is the lowest margin, wine is the highest, and the liquor is in between. So if your demographic is drinking a lot of wine, your most profitable thing is going to be wine because the margin on wine are higher because the shelf life is very short too. So you got to mark it up because sometimes you buy a case of wine and then 12 months later the wine is bad. So you're counting for that. So the margin on wine always higher, 35% versus 25 or 20% on beer. And then the liquor are always consistent at that 25.
Which is fair enough. I mean, whiskey, we can buy a pallet of it, and if I have to wait 2 years, 3 years to sell it, it's the same whiskey you got 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I mean, as wine gets older, we get desperate. Like we start dropping prices and get rid of it. So, all right, did you get this rye?
I did get this rye, and this rye has a lot of oak impact on it, though. Like it's getting a lot of like dark fruity, kind of a little bit of barrel char. Like you got to like that barrel char, though.
But yeah, I mean, there's
that's interesting. I really like this one.
Dark cherry plums.
So it's been 13 months in the barrel. It's still evolving. I'm monitoring it.
This was a double oak?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the toasted. So the second barrel is toasted.
That's why I'm picking
So we went with a toasted barrel because we can actually caramelize deeper. The difference between charring versus toasting is a couple millimeter into the staves of caramelization. So toasted barrels delivers a lot more sweetness. Also, you can actually get a lot more darker whiskey out of toasted barrels. A lot of people associate dark color with charring.
Okay.
It's actually the misconception. Dark color comes from the molecules that we caramelize in the barrel. And because you toast, you go deeper and you caramelize more, you get deeper color out of toasted barrel than charred barrel.
Okay.
All right, so a toasted baked where they stick an element in there and let it slow roast and caramelize and creates that flavor deeper into the wood. Whereas charring is more like taking a torch and charring the outside of it.
40 seconds versus 45 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
The barrel. And you get something like this. These are toasted staves.
Ah, perfect.
So this is different level of toasting. So you get there, and then this is the charred oak. You go about 4 millimeter of caramelization in the char. You go 6 millimeter when you toast. So you get a lot more. Just like you're doing your marshmallow. You put one in the fire, the other one on the side. So you caramelize and deeper, and you get a lot more sweetness.
And you can do both or either. You can do a
Absolutely, yeah.
char and a toast, or just a char, or just
So
a toast.
everything you see with my logo and behind you there, they're charred and toasted, then the heads are toasted. So in 7 years, once those barrels hit that 8-year mark where we want our whiskey to be, they're gonna be phenomenal because now we have more depth, more caramelization. Heads are toasted, so we're gonna get both impact and flavor profile from the charred and toasted. So.
All right, so we are trying to keep up with the chat. I feel like I'm way behind, but there have been some good questions. I want to get to them. Let's see, it was Sully asked, how much do relationships play into getting allocated bottles? So how much do relationships play in your allocation?
So that really depends store by store. So in our store, it doesn't really matter. You know, you might get a chance to get one of these barrel picks. I might hold one of those for you, but for as far as allocated items go, it all goes to the raffle for our store. So there's no real who you know. There's no luck of the draw. It's all randomized.
But I think they're talking about like from the store.
Yeah.
So yeah,
your relationships with suppliers, how does that play into getting allocated bottles?
That play, depending on the brokerage, that can play really far into it or not at all. A lot of stores are real cut and dry. If your number's here, this is all you're getting. If your number's here, you're not getting anything.
Okay.
But I mean, also I told you the game is who sells the most Taka and the most Paul Masson.
So it's a numbers game.
It may not be the best demographic to release your Pappy Van Winkle where the best Taka and Paul Masson numbers are. You're taking your customers and making them go to a store, a less desirable neighborhood to go buy some of the harder to get things. So yes and no. I mean, like they want to do points, but they're too like, you know, you want to go to a nice neighborhood, a safe neighborhood.
Yeah. So oftentimes the nice whiskey goes to who sells the most end product. A lot of like the chat just jumped down. Sorry if I missed some questions. I'm going to try to scroll back up a little bit, but if I missed your question, ask it again. We will get it. iGen says holding costs for a liquor store their size must be crazy. So like just holding all that inventory.
Yes.
You've got a mic. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, especially if you're talking about like, so if you do a barrel pick, it might take you a year. So you're buying a barrel, that might take you a year. Now think of that times their actual inventory, and it is it's crazy. Yeah.
The average barrel is, I don't know, 180, 200 bottles.
Pick or just checking the place out. We were supposed to stream at a whiskey company that is themed after Alice in Wonderland. And I'm sure they've got a lot of money. They've got a beautiful modern facility. I'm sure they have great internet there. Well, we get to it in a second. So we were supposed to do that. We were going to do barrel picks. They were doing barrel picks. We were getting a couple of barrel picks, and their parent company decided that they did not like us because they were trying to force feed us some whiskey that is aged on a boat, and we decided to not take said boat whiskey, and they decided to blacklist us from the Alice in Wonderland whiskey, and so we don't want either of it. So
legal said
and
no.
I apologize. We try to keep this as a family-friendly environment, but both of them can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. I will just drink the whiskey I can find. They don't need us. We don't need them. It's fine. And it sucks because the folks at the Alice in Wonderland whiskey were really nice people. But parent companies and politics and all the BS that goes on in whiskey, it's what these guys have to deal with. It's what these guys have to deal with it from the distributors and the brands. The small brands have to deal with it from the distributor side. The big companies have a whole bunch of politics when it comes to parent companies and stuff. And that is why
and conference tables full of attorneys.
And I'm excited when we can find some desirable bottles, but at the same time, like we are trying to support small brands because they are struggling to make it work. They are trying to do the right thing, and they don't have a bunch of BS and politics when we try to do fun stuff. And that's what we want to do. It's fun stuff, and we were just trying to help their brand. We were trying to help the one brand of theirs that we liked while not helping the one brand of theirs that sucks but they don't want us to help the brand that's pretty good unless we help the brand that sucks. And we don't want to tell y'all to buy whiskey that sucks just because it was on a boat. So we're just not going to do that. And somebody asked, is this a barrel pick or we just checking it out? I feel like most of these barrels are for sale if McCormick hasn't bought them already. Is that right?
Yeah. We have plenty of barrels.
Okay.
If you guys like anything, you decide you have the support from your group, we have plenty of barrels. We'll do it.
So right now, he's just bringing us whiskey. If I really, really, really like something, and I think y'all will support the price point that's at, or at least the B team, the Brewzle Club will, we could take one of these barrels home with us. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. He's got to convince me to take it at this point, and I feel like he's just setting it up, right?
He is definitely opening the doors to his home to have us here. So
y'all listen, I appreciate the chat. Stay away from boat whiskey. Okay. And y'all know there might be other boat whiskey. I'm not I think we tried a boat whiskey. We tried a boat whiskey at his house.
This so uncomfortable for me.
We tried a boat whiskey at his house. It's a completely different boat whiskey. I'm talking about a really large salted body of water whiskey named after one of our founding fathers. And yes, we are talking about George Washington. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to say it.
All right.
The next one we're gonna try.
Move on.
The next rye we're gonna try is identical to what we had just had. Two sister barrels. One went into toasted American oak that we just had. This one went into toasted Hungarian oak. Hungarian oak typically used in the wine industry. These barrels are probably 3 times more expensive than regular American oak. We're going to see what the profiles changes with that extra year in Hungarian oak. So
sounds great.
That sounds fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
That Aratos that we got, that was all Hungarian oak. It's one of my favorites.
Tony says boat whiskey is the okayest bourbon of all time. Some of them are okay. The best of them are okay. And the rest of them are not okay. Don't pour it on my mic. Pour it on my. Yeah, I was about to hold my mic out for you to try that.
Singapore is pretty good. That's about it.
Have you had Screaming Titan from Wood? I haven't had that yet. So, never heard good things about boat whiskey. Me either. We did try new boat whiskey, but this boat whiskey, not good. So there are good boat whiskeys out there, but not large seagoing vessels. Small boats, rafts, perhaps. Very good raft whiskey.
So Old Mississippi Floated Whiskey is out of Baton Rouge. It's
your
least favorite distillery, but it floated down the Mississippi. It's been sitting in South
What's
Louisiana.
my least favorite distillery?
It's mineral.
Oh, yeah.
Rhymes with pickle.
Okay. So I bought some George Pickle the other day, and it was I bought the unaged Tennessee whiskey from George Pickle, and honestly, it's pretty good. It's for White Dog, George Pickle. I don't know if it's the same stuff they put out as their non-pickled product, but George Pickle was pretty good.
So that Leopold rye, I like it pretty.
That's really.
Is that a pickle?
Yeah, that George Dickel Leopold
you tried
rye.
it. You liked it. You hated the price.
Yeah, I mean the rye,
pricey.
Rye's a different animal though.
Yeah, it is a different
100,
animal.
130 retail.
Mm-hmm.
You liked it. You just hated the price.
Chad says, "Come on, man! You don't like boat whiskey? You like boat whiskey?" This is Hungarian, dude. This is pretty interesting. This is different.
Yeah.
A little different. What do you think about this?
Matt's not allowed to buy this.
Oh, Matt's not allowed to buy this barrel?
I mean, we're just reading the comments.
It's sold already, but we're just gonna try it.
Yeah. Oh, it's already sold already. He just said.
Another pre-sale.
D. Smith is watching from Scotland and has never heard of boat whiskey. I apologize if this is your first stream here. We normally try to have the quality up a little higher, but stuff happens. Second, I don't need cease and desist letters, right? I'm trying to be as subtle as I can while being obvious. Somebody in the chat, let D. Smith know about boat whiskey.
And I want to keep relationships with all distillers. And you're making it real hard right here on this camera.
Third president of the United States. Just look that up.
Don't know who we're talking about. The idea of aged is weird to me. Oh, you talking about boat whiskey, or I don't know. We're moving on from boat whiskey. We're done. I will not mention boat whiskey again on this live stream.
All right, I like the last one better.
You like
I
the
like
previous
this.
one to the Hungarian oak.
Mhm.
I like the Hungarian.
This one, I like them both. I don't want a barrel of either.
Really?
I would take a pour. I would take a bottle. I don't think we're at barrel level for either of those yet.
J-Rock wants to know if you made your announcement.
Well, J-Rock, you make the announcement because I don't know what we're talking about. What are we talking? I don't.
Break the news, baby.
What news are we breaking, J-Rock? I've been talking to a lot of people all week.
Did you buy a boat to age whiskey?
I may have. I did. I've bought a large seagoing vessel. We now have a bunch of Old Louisville. We've loaded onto it.
You got the SS.
It's the SS Minnow.
It's
We're
just
going on a
going out
3-hour
here on the
tour.
river.
Yeah.
And we're just putting it on the river.
What news? So I guess the biggest news, October 12th, Opelika, Alabama, the city has approved us having our first whiskey festival, our first Brewzle Palooza. I don't know if that's a
What?
working title. I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe we don't stick with that one. But we're going to do that October 12th, barring something unforeseen. We still got approval from the Alabama ABC. We've got to do that. But it looks like that is going to happen. And then J-Rock saying Jeffersonville. I don't even know what that is. What is Jeffersonville?
I've never been
J-Rock,
there.
just spill the beans, man.
had never been
Just
there.
spill the beans. What are we talking about?
What about Jefferson? What do they do?
I'm assuming he's talking about Tennessee or something. I don't know what he's talking about.
He's giving hints, I think.
Don't be subtle.
He's giving hints, guys.
Oh, now he's talking about boat whiskey. Okay, now he's talking about boat whiskey. I'm talking about the announcement. Of course, I have no idea how long we're delayed on the cell phone internet connection. So we might be delayed for 7 years. Y'all may see this tomorrow, as far as I know. The Peerless score and bourbon. Yeah, the Peerless, we did get 4. We have the first two high rye Peerless bourbon picks on the planet coming to the B team. So exciting about that.
And we could not decide between the 2 barrels.
They're so different, but so good.
And so delicious.
Yep.
And he had to get both. You guys have to get one of each and decide which is the best.
Yep.
Because we took home both.
Y'all tell J-Rod to catch up. Oh, that's good. Like both of these were good.
Yeah.
I don't want the barrel of either. I think maybe one of the first one we tried that Matt bought. Oh, the Peerless pick is the big. I don't know what the Peerless pick is. The big. Is that the big news? Where you tease big news? That may be the big news. We got the first high rye bourbon Peerless. We also got a bourbon and a rye, and they're so freaking good. Maybe the big news. Brewzle. Oh, we got a quote. We got a y'all get to vote. Is it Brewzle Fest or is it Brewzle? Brewzle Fest is what? No, Brewzle Palooza just. Dang, it is back and forth. It is. This is a hotly contested.
Well, I mean,
voting.
There is that cease and desist letter you could get too
from Brewzle Palooza.
I don't know
that. Like you can't own the word Palooza. Jesus Christ! I got better lawyers than that. Spillway does not ship. How much are the bottles going to be? The problem is if we buy bottles here.
No ship-a-sippy.
No
Look,
ship-a-sippy.
If we could ship, it'd be a problem for our wives. Josh would be out every other month. I'd be out every other month.
We'd be buying too
lots
much
of barrels. So if we buy a bottle here, like honestly, we're looking at some of their best stuff, some of their oldest stuff. It's gonna be $1.50 plus. Like it's gonna be on up there.
We have some stuff that are 99.
What city? It's in Opelika, Alabama. We have some stuff at 99. I don't think he's pouring us any of it, but
we're gonna go the double oak $99.
okay, this is a $99 bottle right here. But the October 12th event will be in Opelika, Alabama. It looks like it's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. We got a lot of work to do between now and then, but the city just approved us. We are moving forward, and it looks like Brewzle Palooza is barely inching out Brewzle Fest. Brewzle Palooza, it's so good. It's cute, like me. The festival will be in, Grant's hitting it up there. The Brewzle, Ella? I don't even want that. No, so Peerless does not do double oak picks anymore. They did say that they would work their magic, see if we could get a double oak rye pick. And I'm going to pressure on them to see if we can't set out a double oak pick.
Well, okay.
But they said they don't really do them anymore.
So they said we don't really do them anymore.
Distillery owned.
But later he said we only had a couple go out to the market. So,
but he said the market here. He meant in the distillery.
There's a gray
Yeah.
area. There's a gray area
Yep.
that he left open for a guy like you.
So Natty Witt says, do y'all have an airport? Yes, a small one if you've got a private jet. If you want like a full, like if you're trying to get like a Delta flight, we're an hour and a half from Atlanta. We're closer to Atlanta than if you're in Atlanta. It's an hour and a half.
Like, yeah, everybody can fly direct.
Fly to Atlanta, hour and a half by car. You're in Opelika.
They have a great Marriott on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail.
Oh, such a good freaking golf course.
It's, yeah, like.
And so we're doing it right in front of John Emerald. We're doing it right in front of Red Clay. So our goal, this is a goal. Nobody give me a hard time if I can't make this goal. Our goal is to have our own private label, our brand released at this event. So y'all will be able to pick up a bottle of that, sample it. We're going to do some cool stuff. And all of the barrel-aged beers we've got going on right now with Red Clay will be kegged up, and you can buy pours of it at Red Clay. And we're probably going to have a VIP event where you can be able to just get those for free as well. So we'll see. I don't know the specifics. Don't anybody come back and say, hey, you didn't do exactly what you said. We're trying to figure it out. So take this double oak.
It's hidden.
Get over here. Nobody can see you.
All right. It's hidden 8 here. High rye, mash bill, 60 corn, 36 rye. Last November hit 7 year. We moved it to brand new charred and toasted oak. So in November it's gonna turn 8, and I think it's plenty of time, 12 months in a new barrel to extract and integrate. So it's gonna be delicious, and I think it's already showing a lot of good character. But going through the heat that we're gonna hit now, July, August, September, and then after that, it's gonna come out of the oak, and we're gonna have plenty of extra flavor. This particular barrel is 124 proof, but drinks more like 110.
That's really good.
And you're bottling this one when?
November. We want to hit 12 year. When we do any finish, we want to do a year and a half minimum to let the extraction and integration happen properly.
Wow.
You could get, and you said this is double oaked. It has some toast on it though, right?
Yeah. So the barrels are all toasted heads.
Yeah.
And all the staves are char 3 with a toast, medium plus toast. So we're gonna extract both nice flavor profile, the deep, caramelized sugar, but also that marshmallow, also that very like delicate honeysuckle honey notes.
So this is what when I try a whiskey and I say it's a toasted barrel that has apricot flavors, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like I get apricot. I get a ton of like sweet apricot, oaky apricot on this.
I mean, I'm toasted marshmallow, and when you said like honeysuckle, like I get the honeysuckle.
Oh, there's some honeysuckle there
also,
for sure.
These barrels are 24 months air-dried seasoned oak. These are the most expensive barrels in the market. They're $500 brand new, empty barrels. So they're going to deliver phenomenal flavors. They're not your average barrels. So they're going to elevate this bourbon to another level.
And I mean, this is the less expensive one that we've had, right?
Yeah, so we're going to release a batch of 7-year double oak. The label is already printed. We're just going to allow the whiskey more time in a barrel. We're going to release 7-year because once you move it from a barrel to barrel, the aging stops. But 7-year last year when we moved it to brand new barrel, it's going to hit 8 in aging, but it's going to be saying 7 on the label.
Right.
But yeah. November, December, we're going to release big batches. We have about, not big batches, I mean, it's still very small scale. We're talking about 20 barrels. There's companies 30 minutes from me, they make 4,000 barrels a day.
This is delicious. This is and the crowd's going crazy.
Oh, the crowd back here is like, buy this. On chat, they're like, buy this right now. Somebody let Travis in the chat here know what's going on because I'm not even talking about it anymore. We are done. We are done. This is so good. Everybody back here, we got several folks. If y'all weren't here earlier, everybody's saying buy this one right here. Y'all let me know. Somebody drop if Grant's here, drop a poll. $99. You said it's be like 99 retail.
99 retail.
Okay, let me know if you want all the specs he just said. 99 retail for a really nice bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the barrel you're buying there. That's what you want.
124.
124 proof.
So these barrels are distilled MGP. They spent 5 years in Tennessee, so they went proof P barrels. They all dry Asian MGP. But these spent Tennessee. I brought them here 2.5 years ago to Kentucky. So they're in a very dry climate. So they're being climbing about 1 or 2 proof every year. And we're at 123, anywhere from 120 to 125, depends on the barrel.
So there you go.
Man, wow.
Looks like quite a few buy-its in there. Double Oak for the win. Wonder what hotel's the closest. Robert Trent Jones, there's a Marriott. That is the best hotel in town. Probably also the priciest, but honestly, it's Opelika. It's not that freaking expensive. Other than that, you're going to go out to like the Tigertown area. There's 3 or 4 hotels there. Auburn is right next door. You can stay at hotels there. All good. I mean, the closest, technically the closest, is the Golden Cherry, and you don't want to stay there.
No.
Just so you, like if you saw Norma Ray, the movie Norma Ray, it was in it. Sally Field stayed in one of the rooms. You could probably reserve the room that Sally Field stayed in. They got it there. It's got a picture of her. I hear it's lovely. Honestly, I would love to buy this place and renovate it, but until I renovate it, you probably don't want it. Outside of that, it was also the name, not the hotel itself, was featured very prominently in Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon. So they mentioned it once anyway, and it is named the Golden Cherry. So it was a gentleman named Golden and someone with the last name Cherry that founded the hotel, and they called it the Golden Cherry, just so y'all know. And it is everything you would dream of for like a single level roadside motel.
What about a camping lot?
What about a camping lot? There's a lot of RV lots out of town a little bit both ways that you'll be fine. Yeah, a lot of options there.
Keep in mind it is Alabama, so you're going to hear banjos and just kind of.
That's Georgia, okay? From somebody from Mississippi.
It's
a freaking break.
Oh.
All right, Grant wants me to try some hazmat stuff. Put my name on that Double Oak while you're at it.
All right, little segue. We'll share.
Population of Opelika is about 30,000, but we got Auburn next door that's like 70,000. But Auburn has a lot of like football game influx and stuff. We're doing it on and off weekend for Auburn, so hotels and stuff like that should be available.
So while it means
what are we doing here?
Like rounding up some more whiskey, we are gonna highlight our newest barrel
Another
release
Crittenden's.
with
So
Crittenden.
this is the Crittenden's Mississippi
Talk about
Bluesberry. This was a
that's
sippers
right.
project that we worked on where we took one of his bourbon barrels, went down to Dan Klein's farm, aged a organic blueberry wine in it, I want to say for about a month, and then brought it back and then finished the whiskey off in it. And it's 121 proof on that.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Like I expected the blueberry to be really
Too
like
much.
it's not. Like
It's
that's
not.
nice.
It's subtle.
Oh, that's a nice subtle blueberry.
No, it's going that way.
The blueberry, it's making.
catch
This was the rye I had earlier. This is a really nice rye too. Here, what was this one? This
All
was
right,
the
so-
Applewood rye. Yeah, I was drinking that one earlier.
That is a 6-year malted rye.
Okay,
So I know you're not a big fan of malt, but that's a 6-year
I
malted
like it
rye
better on rye.
with
Yeah.
a heavy char Applewood staves that we all hand toasted, hand charred.
And I mean, like, so we're going down to Crittenden's doing finishing on our own, and we're kind of making our little knockoffs. And this was basically a Widow Jane.
No, the Applewood was a Widow Jane knockoff.
Yeah, the Applewood was a
That-
Widow Jane knockoff.
Depending on who you ask, like me especially, will say it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Knockoff or refined is what he said. over
Okay,
there.
we're taking their great ideas and trying
it's
to
a
make them
knockoff
better.
of the idea. Could be better or worse.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Coke wasn't
That's
the first
for you to-
cola in the planet.
Thank you.
Bob Glass says he's got a blueberry coming. Awesome. Eric says Crittenden's waxes pay. Here's the trick on Crittenden's wax. Let me give you a little tip. When you get one of these Crittenden's bottles, you got this wax. If it's the gold wax, it's a soft wax. So the trick is take your hand, grip it firmly, and twist it hard, and then it just pops off. Like the wax, you don't have to do anything with a grip, twist, and you're done. Grip, twist. Grip, twist, pull.
It's Mississippi beeswax. I
Grip.
mean, it's soft wax.
Grip, twist,
Yeah.
pull. Super easy. Other than that, if you try to do it proper, it's awful. I would agree.
So yeah, Bob Glass, the Applewood's already at the store. The toasted pecan's been out. That's a small batch allocated item. I think you got apple or pecan coming, or have you already sold it?
So we have it. We have the video filmed for the Brewzle Club. We will drop on Patreon here pretty soon. We're talking about like our previous barrel pick release. We're talking about the next barrel pick release. We have not announced any bottles at this point. I do not know what bottles will be in the next release or the release after that. What I do know is that we have 300 bottles of the toasted pecan coming. That's what I know.
OG right here.
Which was,
You got one? You had that?
Yeah. We support
So-
our craft distillers.
So he's got a. Is it been opened?
Yeah, it's
Okay, I was about to try to show them how to do the wax, but you got a bonded Crittenden's right there.
Ones over there.
So the toasted pecan is another creation that we did with the Mississippi Sippers, and then we did a batch proof of it, and did a batch of it, and that's what we were able to release at our bourbon drop, and that what Brewzle's getting. So
This just keeps getting better.
isn't it good?
oh,
I
It
mean,
just
like,
keeps getting. I forgot what it was,
And
and I
we're-
just had a sip. I was like, dude,
and
that's
we're
good.
we're not huge. I mean, we're not huge fans of barrel finishes.
Really strong finish. It's
Yes,
not
but
a
it's
fan.
very
Yeah.
it's
subtle.
a very,
Very
subtle, soft, kind of slow, sweet note. coming
J.
out.
Duffy says, is beeswax different in Mississippi than other? No, but like some places use like a paraffin wax, or I think like other waxes that are not beeswax. And I think the black wax Crittendens, which they've done on some
That's
releases,
straight paraffin.
are completely different wax, and they get really hard. These are
Okay.
super soft. Just twist them.
It
They pop
is
right off.
it's beeswax from Mississippi bees. I mean, like he tries to make it as local as he can. That's the point. But beeswax is beeswax.
Cucumber. Look, I'm sure there's a cucumber whiskey. I don't know if I want to try it.
Mm.
I
I
do
see
not.
Eric. Yeah, no. Like I see Eric in here. What's going on, Eric? It's the Pennington brothers.
Oh, Kevin, that double oak rye. You talking about the double oak we just tried? That wasn't a rye. The last one we tried, the $99 one was a rye.
No, it's bourbon.
Yeah, it's a bourbon.
64 and 36 rye.
Got that one.
All right.
I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about the Peerless double oak rye. I think
All right,
that's what
we'll
he's talking
pass
about.
around the Applewood.
What's going
Everybody
on,
go
Josh?
Sample this. So this is 100% malted rye whiskey.
Oh, this
with-
is the Applewood.
with
I tried that
Applewood
earlier.
staves. The
Yeah,
apple,
give me just a little.
the apple.
me a little pull.
The apple flavor comes out. I mean, particularly strong, like almost like
What is this bottle you dropped here?
This is what the package for the single barrel. So
Oh,
if you
so
wanna
it
show
would come like
everybody-
this in a bag, and
So
this would what it would be.
what's the difference between the black velvet and the red velvet?
So the 16, 17 year comes in a red burgundy velvet bag, and then a single barrel comes in black, matching the label.
So the double oaked would come in packaging a lot like this right here. So pretty cool stuff. Identical. Whiskey being a little different.
So 4, 5, 25.
Here, just hold this to your pie hole.
So
Get out of the way. It's your stream now.
come on,
Go
come on. It's our event.
Jump in.
So 4, 5, 25. That is the date for next year's bourbon block party. That'd be our 5th.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be our 5th annual bourbon block party. This is my obnoxiously yellow shirt, so y'all could see it.
Reminder.
Is this a gift for me?
No, that is mine. You can't have that unless I can have that bottle you were very happy about.
I think that might be the closer though. Like I mean, and if
No. I
if-
told him to bring that because I wanted it open.
and if it disappeared, I don't know what happened to it.
Oh, if that's the case. Sean, we can bring a bottle. We can't distribute anything in Alabama. Getting any unique barrel into Alabama from Crittenden's is kind of a pain just because it's state ran.
All right,
And then
tell me
Blue
between
Bolt
them.
248, that is Crittenden distillate. Believe you can find it on any PX base. He's in a couple of other states as well.
I found it in Florida.
Yeah,
before,
so the
yeah.
Blue Bolt 248 is the bottled and bond Crittenden's. So that's his standard 4-year-old bottled and bond.
This is, I mean, it's a rye. 100%. It's definitely a rye. You can taste all the ryeness, but honestly, I like Crittenden's rye. It's a little more would normally recommend to folks that really love bourbon-friendly ryes.
And malted rye. I mean,
It is a
a
malted
little,
rye.
There's a creaminess there.
The malt, honestly, like if you hadn't have told me it was a malted rye, I could taste it. I could taste the
Yeah.
malt. A little bit of like a chocolate flavor there, but I would have just thought it was the finish. I would have just assumed that it was the finish that added a little bit of that chocolatey flavor to it. I think the Applewood goes really, really well with it. I don't think I would want a barrel of it myself for the group, but I think folks that like rye whiskey are going to absolutely love that bottle.
So the blueberry more than the.
For me, I would take the blueberry.
I think
first,
so
for
too.
sure.
Yeah. So the Applewood's 55.5% malted rye, 33 1/3 rye, and the rest is barley.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good stuff, but I would definitely like the blueberry is super subtle. I feel like if you took his normal rye or one of the 4-grain ryes and you did that same, well, he's got like 3 or 4 barrels of 4-grain rye.
Right.
We have all the 4-grain bourbons as far as I know.
Right.
He's got a 4-grain rye, or maybe just his normal rye without the malt, and did that same finish. I think that would be a step above this.
All right.
I think the malt takes away from it a bit for my palate.
That's what we're.
I still like it though. Y'all got a whole barrel of that?
Yeah.
And I just talk bad about it on the street.
No. I got a half a barrel.
I got like 9 cases.
Yeah.
I think
we almost sold this out.
I think rye folks are going to really like it.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody.
All right.
Oof.
I mean, what else you got for us?
Let's see.
You gotta wow me with something.
Cherrybomb, please.
What did you pull there? What is that?
We have probably 4 or 5 barrels of these. They're turning 9.
9-year-old. Here, hold that mic over there to him so they can hear him.
So the next one we're gonna try is 21% rye bourbon.
Okay.
Aged for 8.5 years in white Colombian oak, and now we moved it about 6 months ago to the same barrels that we just the double oak high. Now it's gonna get the extract all the flavors out of the American oak.
All right.
Toasted and charred. So.
Pour me, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
You don't have to hold the mic toward me, man.
Yeah,
Everyone can
hold
hear
it
me.
away
If I
from
was in
him.
the other room, y'all would be able to hear me. You let me know when you can't hear me, okay?
TJ's got that built-in megaphone.
I project.
My ears ring when I go home from doing one of these.
That's because all the alcohol.
That has an effect.
So this is Old Louisville. We're here at Old Louisville. We've been having some Crittendens along with that.
We had a Crittenden's tangent. That's all.
Yeah. Little sidebar. If y'all have any more questions around liquor stores or how to run a liquor store, why liquor stores do all the crazy things they do, feel free to ask those. We'll get those questions answered.
All right, so that's not my favorite
liquor
thing we
stores.
tried tonight.
Most
It's
liquor
good,
stores
It's just not my favorite of tonight.
don't do the crazy things we do.
Liquor stores aren't fun like us.
It's different.
It's got some
I get a lot of those double oak kind of
roasted
toasted.
marshmallow,
Yeah.
caramel. Like it's
I
got
feel like
a
it
lot
needs-
of undertones of sugar that I don't enjoy.
All right, would you say Colombian oak?
So the first 8.5 years white Colombian oak, and we haven't tried one tonight before the double oaken, but we can try one. So Colombian oak is a species of white oak only grows in Panama and Colombia. It was used in 14 and 15 in the bourbon industry because of the shortage of the barrels. These flavors that come through, like the green apple, tardy, white grapes, typically you don't get them from American oak. American oak delivers a dry, dark fruit, stone fruit, ripe fruit. This delivers more of the tart green apple. And then now we put in brand new American oak, so we're going to extract extra flavors of traditional bourbon flavors. But now combined with those Colombian white oak notes, it's going to be very interesting in 6 months.
Don't
or
walk
so.
away yet. Let me get me one.
Joe, we are no ship Mississippi, so unfortunately
you're-
we can't
hey,
ship anything. You have
Josh,
to
your
come
mic's hot,
to
just so you know.
us, which can be a downside,
send
but
it to
can
me.
be
I
fun.
mean,
We
it's
have a lot
funny
of
like
fun, a
that.
lot of open sample bottles at the store too.
Yeah, the oak is sharp on this one.
No, we're filming on a Game Boy Color right now, Royce.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm sorry. I apologize for the video quality, but that's so. George says TJ is definitely blurry. I could see just fine, but I'm blurry to y'all.
Well,
so.
that makes one of us.
My dad's filming with his 8mm.
Yes, but we have done pretty good. We have been rocking for an hour and 20 minutes so far. I feel like we've done pretty good. pretty good. Like it's been a good night so far.
They want to know if we're going to Bourbon Palooza and what will we bring with us.
Of course, we're going to be at Bourbon Palooza.
We will bring a very neon yellow shirt.
You talking about Brewzle Palooza, or is there another thing called Bourbon Palooza?
Brewzle Palooza. I'm sorry. Let me put some
Brewzle
respect on his
Palooza.
event.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can try and sneak some stuff there. We just can't really sell anything.
No,
so
we'll have some good stuff.
you gotta come rob some samples from us.
And I don't know. We don't know what we're bringing until we get it. Like, it can take months for us to get fun stuff.
So again, George mentions here must be a Wi-Fi issue. George, yes, we are having a Wi-Fi issue here. So we are streaming off my phone. I apologize for the issues, but that's where we're at. And we are having a good time regardless. So what you need to do is just close your eyes and listen to the smooth sounds of Brewzle live streaming to you right here on this Monday evening. And drinking a little Michter's barrel strength rye to get my palate ready for at least one more pour. One more pour on this stream. You've got one more chance to wow me. One last opportunity to wow me. You better go hard. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here.
Line.
You've got one more pour to wow me.
Make it hot.
One more pour.
To wow the group, to wow everybody that's here.
All right. Let's go to 17 and a half year. Straight American whiskey, 153 proof.
Yes. We're American whiskey. We're not in bourbon.
We're now in bourbon.
We're American light whiskey. So you're going nuclear proof.
Nuclear proof.
All right. That's what we're going to. That's what we're doing.
Dealer's call, baby.
Last pour of the evening right here. Eric says he's four pours of high proof in, and I look just fine. That's what happens, man. That's what I try to tell my wife. The more you drink, the better I look. That's how it works, baby.
This Michter's is really damn delicious.
It's Michter's.
This Michter's barrel proof.
It's one of my favorite ryes for a reason, right? So have you had the Bullet 12 yet?
Yes, we had it at your house.
Yeah, sure did.
In my room right now, I have a peg leg porker.
Bet. I know where we're going.
It's not a super old one,
I
got one. I got a peg. You asked for it.
It's
I got it.
the funniest name in whiskey to me. Like I got to try.
I was in agony because you were there. I didn't have it. So when I saw one in the store on this road trip, I bought a peg leg porker.
Nice.
Is it the 3-tier system work? Wonderful, Chris says. I don't know if Chris is a little behind, or I did say ask more questions. Do you what do you think of the 3-tier?
It's a necessary evil. You have to the distributors and reps do their job, and they have a value to the system. I mean, it is necessary evil. I mean, like in our state, it goes all through the state first, and we have such a small state, such a small population. It too is a necessary evil to have the state control all of it, because 1 point of distribution is cheaper than 3 and 4 points of distribution.
We're ready for hazmat?
Yes, I'm rinsing my glass right here.
War Eagle, it's more like 2.5 mil with bourbon.
Itself.
War Eagle 1 in the chat. What's going on, Paul? How are you doing?
Remind me to give you the bottle.
Oh, I did. So, Brad, what are you telling people my secrets for? He's telling everybody about that 16-year Four Roses OESV Tier 6 that I've also got in my room.
He ain't got that. I already stole it.
Oh, my God. That's different. So, like, American light whiskey, I don't always love it.
Buckle up, everybody.
But this is this is just caramel for days.
So
yeah, this is where I'm glad I have a driver. I did not bring a vehicle at all.
You're not going to want that glass.
Also, I need to make sure my driver is not drinking.
So the
You're a little late on that.
I'm luring grown men to my room. Yes. I've got a stove. We're gonna cook them.
Two of them.
We're gonna cook them all. Us old guys remember when TV looked like this all the time.
All the audience,
Sorry, Mike.
A lot of people are confused about what is light whiskey, right?
Here, on around. So what is this? All corn?
It's very high corn. It's 99% corn.
99,
but I get the questions just for the audience to be educated. A lot of people ask, what is light whiskey, right? What's the question? Like, why is it called light whiskey? Well, the difference between straight bourbon or straight whiskey and light whiskey is Bourbon and straight whiskey are distilled below 160 proof. Light whiskey are distilled at 160 proof and above. And the history behind it, when the whiskey industry was slow and struggling in the 80s and 90s, when everybody's drinking vodkas and gin cocktails, the whiskey producers, they tried to produce very light body whiskey, and they distilled it at a higher proof. So they distilled it above 160 proof to lower the impact of the grain flavor. So the higher you distill your grain, the less flavor of grain you leave, and you strip it out of those molecules and flavors. So that's what light whiskey is. But we had our hands on these barrels 9 years ago. They're almost 18 years of age right now. This is not light by any mean. It's a lot of flavor here, a lot of butterscotch, vanilla bomb.
So
What do you think of that?
So
It is a
very
butterscotch.
high proof butterscotch. I mean, it's not complicated because I mean you don't have the layers of grains going on there.
Oh, it's nuclear. Doesn't have to be complicated.
But it's not complicated. It's high proof and straight corn butterscotch. I mean, like, and it's a closer. I mean, like, this is what you drink at the end of the night. Like,
Yeah, it's a nightcapper.
you've
You don't session on this whiskey. You'll get on your knees.
What do you think the proof on this is, roughly?
I don't think it's 150.
150 proof right there to end the evening. Fantastic whiskey. Let me grab that mic from you real quick.
Sir.
Royce asked a very fantastic question. How do you stay in such great shape drinking so much whiskey? I assume he's talking to me. And thank you, Royce. I appreciate your question. It's very kind of you. Round is a fantastic shape. It is a great shape. It is the best shape. It is my favorite shape. And how I stay in such great shape drinking so much whiskey is also eating a lot. Thank you very much. Appreciate your positivity. Thank you for joining. And, maybe lighten up a little bit.
Okay, hands down, that's my favorite thing we've had.
How much would a bottle of this cost, though?
At our gift shop, it's $3.99.
Wow. See, what happened was the way my checking and savings is set up. Yeah, we're going to have to do some thinking on that one. It's a really, really good bottle. My budget, I buy lots of, y'all get it. So, Paul, would you buy it for $400? That's the question right there. If I bought it, it's going to cost you $400 at least to get it. And honestly, it might be better for you to just come by Old Louisville in Louisville and just buy a bottle there instead of taking the whole barrel.
We don't have many barrels, so it's not something we can offer.
Yeah, can't do it. Never mind. Y'all can't do it unless I buy the barrel. All right. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We had a great stream. I apologize for the video quality. It's just it was a problem, and there's nothing I can do about that problem at this point. So we made it whatever we could make it. We had a good time. Hopefully the audio was good. Hopefully y'all had a lot of fun. If you have any more questions about how to run a liquor store, go to Spillway's Facebook page and just bombard them with those questions.
We're always there, baby.
Had a great time here at Old Louisville.
Staying up late, waiting for questions.
We locked in that double oak. We're going to take that barrel. We're going to move that over to the B team. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. A lot of folks saying buy it. I say by a whole lot of folks. There's one guy saying buy it multiple times in the chat. 2 people saying buy it now. It's not going to happen, my friends. It's not going to happen. I appreciate y'all hanging out. We will catch up with y'all next time. We will not be live next Monday. I'm going to be on the road toward Ben Holiday next Monday. We should be with you the following Monday, barring something unforeseen. Thanks for hanging out. Catch y'all next time.
Cheers, guys.
Here.